to the Wake Up Call radio and TV talk show. Well, tonight we're super excited about our topic, mind, body, and spirit makeover. Oh my gosh, I want you all to stay engaged as we discuss how it connects, how it all connects. And we're in a good place. We're at the top of the year, and we need that makeover. And if any one of these areas are not dealt with, then our bodies are not, it's not sinking. It's not sinking correctly. And that's why it's imperative that we have that mind, body, and spirit makeover. Well, I want to introduce my special guest. To my right, I have Doc Honeycutt. Hi. Amen. And you all know Doc. She has the show on this network, Enlightenment. And I'm going to read more of their bios as we get further into the show. But I'm excited. I'm so excited because I want you to understand that it all works together and that we need to make sure that we are healthy from top to bottom, and that our bodies are in sync. Our systems are in sync. So to my left, I have Nancy White. Welcome to the Wake Up Call Network.
Oh, thank you so much, Annie. It's so much fun to be here with some girlfriends.
My goodness, I'm excited, Nancy. I'm excited about what we're going to discuss. Well, mind, body, and spirit makeover. What comes to mind, Nancy?
Oh, it always starts with mind, Annie, because we have to make that decision in our mind, then it gets into our heart, and then to our spirit, but we have to take action.
Okay.
It doesn't matter about the whole makeover if you're not taking any action.
And that's why I wanted to do a series and not a one and done, because I want our listeners to walk through that process with us. We will help you take action as we take action. Okay? And Doc, what comes to mind when you think of mind, body, and spirit makeover?
Well, just like she said, everything is refreshed. You have to renew your mind so everything else can fall into place. Okay. And I mean, it is one entity.
Absolutely, absolutely. And I think about Romans 12:1-2. I beseech you therefore, brethren, by the mercies of God, that you present your bodies as a living sacrifice, holy unto God. And he says, be no more conformed to this world, but be ye transformed. So we have to renew our mind. The Bible tells us countless times throughout it that we need to renew the mind. We need to renew the mind. And then there are scriptures that tells us how to take care of the body as well. And the spirit, it works together. And so that's what we want to talk about. But before we go further, I want to read your bios. Okay? Right. I want the audience to understand that we have a wealth of knowledge and expertise right here on this platform. Absolutely. So we can discuss this matter with you all. We have that background. We have the educational background. We have the experiment background. So I want to read the bios, and then we will discuss more of what we're going to discuss for the series. Because tonight is just an overview. It's just an introduction about the mind, body, and spirit makeover. I want you all to like our page and want you to comment on this segment and on the series. I want you to share it abroad and let us know how this series is really helping you. And then also, as we go into the other weeks, we want you to send some pictures. I love pictures. I love to see what you're doing. I want to see you in the gym, okay? I want to see you in your yoga gyms and workout and poses, because it's all, it works together. So we're not just talking just to talk, we're talking to help you be proactive. Okay, so I'm going to start with, I guess I'll start with you, Nancy. Nancy White is a transformational health coach and speaker who empowers others to live their lives to the fullest. Nancy is a native of Charlotte, North Carolina. She has a passion for teaching and coaching people to live proactive, naturally healthy lifestyles. Via her healthy sell chick business. Awesome. And we'll talk more in depth about your business. Nancy has assisted more than 600 people to improve their health. Her father and brother ultimately died due to cancer fueled her passion to live and teach healthy living. She empowers others to make healthy lifestyle choices so that they can live their best quality lives. Her mother, who strived for 96 years, was a big influence, introducing Nancy to living an alternative, natural, holistic lifestyle, mind, body, and spirit. I didn't even know that.
Wow.
I didn't know that. I did not know that when we decided to ask you to be a part of this. But God does.
He does.
All right.
Yeah.
Now read it to you all so that you can understand just what we're doing here. Okay, Doc Honeycutt advances health and wellness in the community through practice and community advocacy. And she says people sleep better at night with the knowledge that they have a resident physician with expertise to heal and enhance health and wellness. Doc Honeycutt is passionate and dedicated board-certified doctor of integrated health based in Charlotte, North Carolina. And then I want to skip down and read this little mission down here. This savvy practitioner takes her knowledge to the masses by participating in community programs as guest speakers on various health and wellness topics at different events. The Charlotte community knows Doc Honeycutt as an enthusiastic community advocate who has given several addresses on issues pertaining to health and wellness, beauty, and nutrition. She also shares an extensive knowledge and experience through her TV show, Enlightenment, Life from the Studio Doc. She produces and hosts 3 shows as a way of giving weekly support and advice to the community. Well,
That's fantastic.
Well, that's awesome. And just to give you a little brief background, my brief background, I pastored for 14 years. I'm a marriage coach. I'm also a Bible counselor, a biblical counselor. That's my background. And what else can I say? My background is psychology. And I think that covers it. But I just wanted to share that briefly that you can understand why we're so passionate. You know, I studied this stuff for so long. But I would like to say, personally, the reason I'm so passionate about this topic, because it's something I live with daily. How to keep in sync, mentally, physically, and emotionally. You know, if any one of those systems are off in my life, I'm not complete, and I'm not whole,
Right.
and I'm not fully healthy.
Yes.
You know, so that's why it's so important to me. A lot of us, we go out and we exercise on a daily basis, and we're doing it. We're running, we're jogging, we're exercising, we're doing everything that the body, the outward body needs. So we think. However, sometimes the mental part of us suffers. And I know this from my own experiences. You know, there has been times when I was just trying to keep that one system intact, whether it was the body because I wanted to fit back in a nice outfit. However, I found that something was off. I found grievance in my spirit because in doing that, talk about that. What is a transformational coach?
It really is finding out what's going on with the individuals.
Okay.
And it's all about them always.
Okay.
And it can be something with their mind, their body, or their spirit.
Okay.
And they know that through some just very simple analysis, self-checks, and some things that we go over,
Okay.
they identify the areas that they need to have some just transformation in. And that's the best thing, because nobody wants to be told. Nobody wants to be told you need to change this, you need to do that,
Right.
or whatever. But when it comes from the inside out, they've identified it, then that's when you can come alongside them and partner with them to be able to help them accomplish whatever it is.
Okay.
So that's pretty much, it's working in tandem, it's working together. And every single person is different.
I love the fact that instead of saying life coach, you said transformational coach. We're going to go through a process. We're going to get you where you want to go.
Yeah.
Yeah, I love that. I love that. Wow. So we're talking about what we're looking to accomplish here the next few weeks. One of the things I personally would like to accomplish throughout this series is helping those that suffer depression, anxieties, because that's running rampant, and we may as well admit that. So we want to talk about, and we're going to have Candace, she's a licensed therapist, and she's going to talk about that mind and how we can bring it back to sync and how we can address and talk about the underlying issues, because a lot of folks that are listening to us, they desire to do the things that we're doing, however, they're stuck in a rut, and sometimes that means you may have to contact a physician or even a therapist to help you get unstuck. And sometimes when it comes to transformation and transitioning, we need a life coach to help us see the bigger picture and help us process it, and we understand this, and we're going to talk about some of those issues, but that's one of the big goal for me, is helping people process through that. And the reason being, because I know it personally, I deal with anxiety, I dealt with depression when my mom died, and sometimes I will have sudden onsets because of the fact, and people trying to do the best they can. However, they need to understand, just as you need medication for diabetes and high blood pressure, this is a condition and it can be treated.
Right.
Yes, and you can reach that place of homeostasis once you have dealt with these issues. Sometimes it goes as far back as understanding where it originated, going back to the root. People drink alcohol because it sedates them. But the alcohol is really not the problem. The problem is the underlying problem. Exactly. What are you trying to mask? What are you trying to hide? And when I think about the mind and the body and the spirit makeover, we have to address those issues. Yes, and people have to address those issues. Because if you don't address it, if you don't deal with it, guess what? It's going to show up again.
And a lot of times it's passed on to the next generation.
Absolutely.
And so you can break those curses, whether you know about them, where they originated or not.
Right.
But I think, just leaving like with Doc, giving people resources, giving them availability of information and different things, because everybody doesn't work on the same plane.
Absolutely.
Something can work for you that is different that works for me. And people need to have choices about some different things when it comes to, the renewing of the mind, body, and spirit.
And even with yourself, you have a client in your office, you start off with one treatment for them. You have, most of the time you're going to have to twerk it, because everything, like you say, everything don't work for everybody. Somebody may come to me because they want to, lose weight, healthy weight loss. What might work for me is not going to work for them.
So, Doc, that may be the reason why we call it practicing medicine.
Yes.
Because there is no one solution.
No.
You may have to try several things, such as therapies, such as life coaches. One may not, you may not sync with one and may need another, because all the personality, we're different, we're made different, God created us different, so just because you've tried and it didn't work out, try again.
I know that you can always look for different results.
Absolutely.
And you can find, And that can even make it exciting.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, well, you tried that. Well, we don't have to try that one again.
That's
like,
right.
you know,
So we'll scratch that one
Yeah.
off. Let's try another. And I do that with my coaching clients.
Yes.
You know, you've tried this didn't work,
Mhm.
so let's go to something else.
tweak it.
Let's
Yeah.
keep tweaking it until it works.
But say, know this though, you know, first you need to find out, are they doing, everything
Mhm, mhm,
right?
mhm.
Because people, some people don't have the willpower to,
Mhm.
carry things through. And, let them know, like I said, if you're doing everything that you're supposed to do, consistency is the key.
That's good.
When you get ready to like throw up your hands,
Mhm.
that's when you probably get ready to get your breakthrough.
That's normally
So-
when it's on its way. That's normally when it's coming. Yeah, that is so
Just
real.
hold tight, stand fast, and be unmovable, because the breakthrough is gonna come.
And they're still better off doing the process than they would be if they weren't doing it.
That's right.
Absolutely.
Because even trying helps you feel like you're moving forward.
Absolutely.
You know, I
And
find myself,
acknowledging that.
even when I'm physically unable to do what I need to do,
Right.
just getting up and trying to do it, I feel so much better.
I know.
Yes, I did
And
it.
women don't reward themselves and celebrate like they should.
Oh my gosh,
They really
Nancy,
don't
that's
stop
key.
and celebrate.
That is so key. We're so hard on ourselves, and we wear so many hats, and we don't stop to say, "Good job, I've
Well,
accomplished
I
that."
do. I be like, I did that.
Good girl.
Well, kudos to
I
you.
did that.
That's awesome. That's awesome. We're gonna be like her when we grow up. Yes, yes.
No, I'm learning from the best. I don't care what you say.
That's awesome. But back to what you were saying, Nancy, about resources is key. One of the keys to any discussion, to any problem, to any situation. That's one of the reasons God gave us the Wake Up Call radio and TV network. We try to have a vast amount of information and resources, and we have different types of shows and different hosts and professionals to come with great resource, because I understand that it's not just about addressing one issue. The Word of God is good and it's real and it changes not. However, we need someone that we can say, this person is here for me, or I need a counselor sometimes. Sometimes I need a therapist.
Yes.
Sometimes I need a physician.
Right.
At different interims in our lives, we need different things, and I see the world just that way. So if we just give them one tool, they can't fix everything. But if we give them multiple tools, they'll find the right tool.
Oh, yeah.
And Wake Up Call inspired to have the toolbox
Oh,
ready.
yeah, we got it.
We got it.
Got it.
And if you don't have it, I'm sure you will get it.
We'll get it. We'll get it, Nancy. We'll pray, and God will send it to
Yes,
us.
indeed.
Yes.
Indeed.
So what have we not discussed in our overview about the mind, the body, and the spirit, and the connection? What have we not discussed?
Mind, the body, and the spirit. With the spirit, when I think about the spirit and the body and the mind, I think God wants your best too.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, He created you for the best.
And I think when people, they make excuses, if they know, like you said, they got diabetes. They know if they got diabetes. Oh, God is going to heal me with some ice cream coming up to their mouth. You know what I'm saying? Like, God wants you to discipline yourself. And yes, He will bless you. He will heal you. But He wants you to take action. He wants you to take care of yourselves. Like I say, He wants you whole. He wants you healed.
Heal and
He wants your
nothing.
best.
That's
And
right.
if you're not giving Him your best, how are you going to fight the enemy?
And if you're not living your best, you
Yeah.
can't give Him your best.
Right.
Because you can't give what you don't have.
Yes.
And I love that you brought that point out, because that was one of the things I wanted to mention, and that's the reason I quoted the scripture, Romans 12:1. The last part too says, "Be no more conformed to this world, but be ye transformed by the renewing of your mind." So for that person with that mindset to say, well, you know what, I'm just going to sit and I'm going to wait on God to send me a job. Well, there's no faith. God's not going to send you a job by just waiting.
Right.
Faith without works are dead. So we have to be faith in action. You know, whatever you can do and however, just putting one foot ahead, you know, you're going to, you know, get closer to your goal versus just waiting and sitting. And I do believe, because God created us in his image, and that's another reason I wanted to do this segment, he's triune, and we are as well. And each part of us is as important as each part of his deity. And that's why we can't forsake any of it, because we can't be our best. And then when we are not our best, then we don't give our best, because we don't feel our best. We just give whatever we have.
But I think in a lot of times too, and I love the 1 Corinthians 3:16, that we are the temple of the Holy Spirit. And this is where Jesus lives.
Right.
And you know, when you start thinking about what kind of conditions he gets to live in.
Wow.
You know,
That's deep. That's deep. That's deep, Nancy.
That is.
Wow.
It is. You want to have him and have it, you know, the very best, because he gave it to us.
Yes.
And you know, you think about the mind, body, and the spirit, and we do our best. We do our best. That's action, and he does the rest.
Oh, nice.
And so we just always, it is action, whether it is, you know, the praying, the eating, the exercises. We have to take action, but he's right there to meet us, and he pats us on the back, you know, sometimes. But I love when we get in front of him and get into his presence.
Yes.
And he tells you to be quiet, and it's hard for a woman to be quiet sometimes.
Wow.
And to listen.
I heard him say this week, be still and just know that I'm God.
It is.
In that situation I'm trying to work out, I'm getting frustrated about, he says, just be still.
Yeah.
And that's so hard for us.
I know, but then you get to see the miracles.
Yes.
You get to experience it.
But even with that, Nancy, it takes faith.
Oh,
You know, like we said, faith in action. Even when he says, be still or be quiet. I've got to practice this, because it's something that the flesh doesn't like.
Right.
The flesh doesn't like to be out of knowing. So when God says, just be still or just wait.
Or in control.
In control. Because that's us. That's us.
He always tell me, I got you. I got you.
So it's imperative that our spirits are in sync as well, you know, because when I'm not in sync, such as reading my affirmations or listening to my music that encourages me, or my prayer tapes, or just that quiet time in the morning, 20, 30 minutes, just praying and listening. I spend more time listening now than I do.
Than we did 20 years ago.
Yeah. I've learned that. I've learned that. And I feel better. I feel better. If I jump up and just go to work without doing that, I'm like, what in the world?
You're already worn out before the day's half gone.
Absolutely. Because he's our fuel.
Yeah.
And a lot of people are feeling just like that, because you're driving without fuel.
Yeah.
You're driving without fuel.
You know, and a big thing for me too is write everything down. Write your things down.
Oh, I do that
you
one.
know. That's
That's key
big.
for me.
Right.
That's
big.
key for me.
Write it down so you can see everything manifest.
It keeps me from getting anxious too. And I write it out the night beforehand. That was something that the Lord taught me years ago, to just write it out. Because, you know, God has a plan for us. Jeremiah 29:11 said, for I know the plan that I think toward you, plans of good and not evil, to give you an expected end. Okay, so God has a big plan for us. We don't know the plan he has for us, but we walk by faith and not by sight. So when God gives us little nuggets, we need to jot it down, because we're going to revisit that nugget again. I even put a pad by my bed, because as a writer, when I want to, or when I hear something in my spirit and I need to jot it down, it's there. It's there.
Mhm.
Yeah.
And if we're right in the middle of the night, sometimes we have to have an interpreter in the morning.
I know. The lights on, the lights off, the light on, the lights off.
Yeah.
Jotting down those little notes. But it keeps me mentally stable.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, it keeps me. Because I believe, you know, there are a lot of people that are praying and asking God for things and to open different doors. But if you haven't manned what He's already given you, I mean, it's just like a good parent. Why would I give you more?
Mm-hmm.
You're not a good steward over what I've already given you. So why would I give you more? Yeah. And you're not using it. You're not using it. Yes, it's your gift. Yes, it's your calling. However, you don't give, that's like a kid. You don't give them their inheritance at 18 years old
Right.
because they don't know how to manage it. And so once they show you and you give them a little responsibility, then what do? You reward them with more.
Mhm.
And so that's one of the things that I deal with. You know, God, I just want to make sure I want to live this life to the full, and I don't want to die with unmet potential. I don't want you to bury my unmet potential. I want to use all the gifts and all the talents that God has given me.
Absolutely.
All right, ladies.
I know.
Oh,
I'm
yeah.
so awesome.
Any closing remarks?
Oh, I'm
Any
just so,
closing
Annie,
remarks?
just so grateful for this time to be able to be with you and Doc and just be able to share some things that we've learned over the years, because I think there's stepping stones.
Mhm.
Everything we've gone through,
Mhm.
the good, the bad, the ugly, are not only to help form our characters, but they're to help
Others.
other people.
Yes.
And anything that we can do during this little series that can give somebody just that little twinge to be able to go, yes, I can too.
Yes.
And yes, I'm not going to settle for just being my best and just surviving. I'm going to thrive.
Yes.
All right, yeah.
Yes, that's awesome.
So I have a story just like everybody else. I was not always this health guru. I had to go through some things to find out that, this is where I need to be. And, for me to be able to share a platform and to tell, everybody, the world, you'll hear my story. Just to tell you the things that I've been through and like I said, to share the platform with you all is just amazing.
Well, thank
I'm just
you
so
both.
honored.
Thank you both. Thank you both. I'm honored to share it with you both. And I look forward to the weeks to come, just getting in there and just helping someone do that work. Get it done already.
Good.
And then celebrate.
And celebrate. And then we'll have a party.
Yeah.
We'll have a
Send
party.
us comments, you all. We want to know that you all like what we're talking about. That's important to me. Like,
Very much so.
for somebody to say, I like what you're doing. I like what you all teaching us. Let us know how you coming along when you do make the transition and the transactions.
Awesome. Awesome. Well, thank you, Doc, and thank you, Nancy, for being a part of this. And we do get comments. Oh my gosh, we were just reading some on the radio links because we're now on 7 internet radio links. So, and I shared them with you all by email. We get so much comments about what we're doing here at the network, and it's inspiring. I'm really excited about what God is doing and the next level. There's always a next level.
Always.
There's always a next level. Well, thank you again for being a part of this amazing series, and thank you for watching. God bless you. And remember, this has been your wake-up call.